What's going on, guys? Zennosh here, and today I'm bringing this video to you guys on the long awaited top 10 nat 4-star tanks. Yes guys, 4-star origin 7s, those are of tank classes, and the list is finally here. So these are the 7s that are gonna really help you to tank a lot of damage in the game and help you progress through the game, especially when you don't have a 5-star nat tank that you are really expecting of, right? They can be a very good transition tank servants, or you can actually use them as your final tank servants as well, especially when you are trying to do the flame awakening dungeon of the floor 11, right? Yes, in those kind of cases these guys are gonna be really helpful. Anyways, before starting this video, I would really love to recommend you guys to subscribe to my channel, and please leave your views and opinions in the comment section below after this video, and please do consider donating to this channel to help me improve the contents. Okay, so now let's get started. In the number 10 we have Water Griselda, the Angelic Guardian. She is a water tank, and she is right over here because of her combo skill and her team passive. Okay, her combo skill allows or grants immunity to all allies for 15 seconds. So if you actually max skill it out, then it will actually go up to 30 seconds, I believe. And the next one is the team passive, okay, which is the defense of water allies increases by 37% at all regions. So 37% is a really good number, okay, especially if you are running a water team. That is so good, especially if there are allies that can actually deal the damage based on the defense, which are of water element. That is going to be much more better, whereas her first skill and her second skill are pretty much of a cliche. Anyways, now let's move on to the number 9. In the number 9 we have Light Executioner, Henry the Executioner. Okay, he's right over here in this place rightfully because of his fast skill, his combo skill, and yes, partially due to his team passive as well. Okay, let's look into his fast skill. Taunts the enemy for 20 seconds. Okay, in normal it's only up about like 15 seconds, but it's about 20 seconds of taunt. That is so good. Okay, bring it on. And there is a 70% chance to reduce the enemy attack for 30 seconds by level 3. Okay, it's really good for a tank because like lesser the damage you are gonna receive in the first place, the more, you know, like hits you can take, right? So it's really good. Okay, and the second skill is cliche, increases the caster's defense for 60 seconds by level 4. And finally, his combo skill grants resilience to all allies for 15 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds at max. And that is so good, guys, so good, because this resilience can allow your team to stick to 1 HP even if they should be knocked out. Okay, even they are supposed to be dead on the floor. Because of the resilience, they will stick to that 1 HP but will not die whatsoever for the duration of the resilience. And then after that, your healer can actually come into the light, and then your healer can, you know, heal your whole team back to the life again. Okay, so that's so good. And his passive skill is pretty well, you know, like let's not talk about it. Anyways, his team passive, okay, defense of all element allies increases by 32% at PvP. So it's only limited to the PvP, but nonetheless 32% of the defense to all elements. Pretty good. You can actually take him to the PvP battles as a very beginner, okay, to have a little bit more tankiness. But anyways, that's up to it for now. Anyways, now let's move on to the number 8. In the number 8 we have Forest Griselda, the Angelic Guardian. She is right over here because of her first skill, second skill, and the team passive. Okay, they are so awesome. Okay, just look at the first skill. Okay, taunts the enemy for 15 seconds. Yes, it's a cliche, but also it increases the caster's defense for 30 seconds by level 3. So wow, I mean, like, you know, like in most of the cases when you are using a tank, you have to actually use the first skill and the second skill to have this kind of buff. Okay, but in this case scenario, she's actually providing the 2 buff with just 1 skill. So that is good. Okay, I mean, like, she's saving up the skill, so that's good. Okay, 2 in 1. And the next one is the Valkyria. It grants immunity for 15 seconds. Okay, it's really kind of rare for someone to have immunity in the second skill, because like if they have it in the first or the second skill, they can keep on spamming it over and over again, because of course the combo skill really takes a long time to recharge, right? Anyways, her combo skill is not really that good, but when it comes to her second skill, grants immunity for 15 seconds, meaning like immunity allows her to be immune from any sort of debuff that can be applied on her. Okay, whether it be DOT damages, defense down, or whatever it is, speed down, like those kind of things, right? So that's really good, guys. And when it comes to the team passive, defense of all elemental allies increases by the 25% at all regions. Wow, a universal 25% defense booster. That is so good. I guess that is so good. It just cannot go down. Okay, that is really awesome. So this is why she is here. And now let's move on to the next number. In the number 7, we have Forest Torhino, Lucian's Ram. Okay, I mean, like, he or she is really good. Okay, he's right over here because of his second skill right over there. Okay, taunts the enemy for 15 seconds and increases the defense of all allies for 60 seconds by level 4. Wow, for all allies a defense increase by level 4, that is so good. Okay, most of the tank, they only have the defense boost for only themselves, but right over here the Forest Torhino, he actually gives defense buff to all allies. That is so cool. Okay, I mean, like, two birds with one stone at the same time, and also provides the buff for all allies. That is pretty cool. Okay, pretty cool. His fast skill is pretty not much that of worth it. Anyways, his combo skill is so good. Grants immunity to all allies for 15 seconds. That is so awesome, guys. I mean, like, it can be increased up to like 30 seconds of duration, and the immunity is always good, guys. Immunity is always good because during the immunity buff, you are not going to be inflicted with like DOT damages, or let's say defense down or attack down or something like that, or any debuff like that. Okay, so that is so cool. Okay, defense down debuff alone can actually make your tank very vulnerable. Okay, and being immune to that one is pretty good thing for a tank. And when it comes to the team passive as well, HP of Forest allies increases by 37% at all regions. That is good as well. Okay, depending on the situation, this can be really good. Anyways, now let's move on to the number 6. In the number 6, we have Fire Usher. Okay, fast stillborn. At first I really did underestimate him, and now I came to realize that he's really awesome, guys. He's really awesome. Okay, let's just look into his like combo skill first of all. Grants immunity to all allies for 15 seconds, multi-hit 1. I mean, like, that is so good, guys. Within that immunity buff, you will be immune to like various sort of debuffs. Okay, like dots, defense down, attack down. So that is so good. That is so good. Okay, it really increases his chance of survivability and endurance. Anyways, with the team passive, defense of all element allies increases by 25% at all regions. Wow, that is good. A universal 25% defense booster is a very well received team passive of a tank. Okay, that's so good. And when it comes to the second skill, increases defense of all allies, not just one but all allies, for 60 seconds by level 4. That is so cool. Okay, that is so cool. Increasing the endurance of whole team. Wow, 70% chance to stun enemies except dungeon bosses for 4 seconds. Wow, that is also good. Okay, I mean, like, wow, what can you really ask from a tank? Okay, it's really trying to make the game much more easier. And when it comes to the fast skill, obviously taunts the enemy for 15 seconds, a cliche. And passive skills of the 4-star Nat 7s are pretty much really bad. Okay, I mean, like, why are they really focused on the healer class? I really cannot you know, like, picture it out. Okay, I just don't know why. Anyways, now let's move on to the number 5. In the number 5, we have Fire Executioner, Henry the Executioner. Well, he can be easily replaced by the Fire Usher, but anyways, let's try to discuss about him. He's right over here because of his fast skill, the combo skill, and the team passive. Okay, his fast skill right over there, a 20 seconds worth of taunt. It's so good, guys. A 20-second taunt is really good instead of just 15-second normal trend. 70% chance to reduce the critical hit rate of the enemy for 30 seconds by level 3. That is pretty awesome as well. And now when we are talking about the combo skill, that grants resilience to all allies for 15 seconds. That is pretty awesome, guys. If you max it up, it will go up to 30 seconds, and then the resilience will allow your team to stick to that 1 HP, okay, even you are supposed to be dead. Okay, so that's really good, guys, especially when you are actually fighting against the Omen. Okay, so with this faltering calamity, that can be a really big problem when you are gonna be one hit KO out, right? So in that case, the resilience can be a very good surviving thing. Okay, so it's really good. It's really good. And when we are talking about the team passive, defense of all elemental allies increases by whopping 32% at dungeon. Wow, dungeon is the place where we will be spending a lot of our life, and he's really specializing in the dungeon as well. So with resilience and this kind of thing right over here, he can actually have a lot more scope, okay, a lot more capability. Okay, so it's really good, especially when you are actually able to fourth awakening him. Defense increases by 140% upon battling dungeon boss Omen. Wow, that is so good, guys. He's really meant for the Omen dungeon, but anyways, he can also be easily replaced by the Fire Usher. Anyways, now let's move on to number 4. In the number 4, we have Griselda, the Angelic Guardian. Okay, she is really good. She's right over here in this position of number 4 because of her fast skill, combo skill, and the team passive. Okay, just let's start with the fast skill. Taunts the enemy for 15 seconds. That's good. 70% chance of reducing enemy attack for 30 seconds by level 3. Okay, so if you are actually gonna receive less damage, then obviously you are gonna tank more, right? So that's pretty good, right? A second skill is kind of cliche, and when it comes to the combo skill, grants immunity to the caster for 15 seconds. Okay, so I believe that it can actually extend up to 30 seconds if you max skill this combo skill up. So that's pretty good, guys. I mean, like, we need, during that immunity duration, she will be immune to the dots and as well as those defense down, which can be pretty pesky for a tank servant, right? And guess what, guys, she also removes 2 debuffs from all allies. Wow, that is so good. Okay, I mean, like, a cleansing skill right over there, that is like a perk. Okay, that is so good. And when it comes to her team passive, defense of all elemental allies increases by 25% at all regions, a 25% universal defense buff to all the allies. Wow, that is good in all regions. Damn. Okay, so she is good. And also you need to consider that she is a dark unit. Okay, she is a dark unit, so that can actually add her up a little bit more. Okay, so anyways, now let's move on to the number 3. In the number 3, we have Water Executioner. He's right over here because of his first skill, the combo skill, and the team passive. Okay, let's look at this first skill. Taunts the enemy for whopping 20 seconds. Okay, that's so good. Against it, that was 15 seconds normal trend, and 70% chance to increase the glancing hit rate of enemy attacks for 30 seconds by level 3. That is so good, guys. Glancing hit is so good in this game. When you actually glance hit a sort of attack, you are actually immune to debuffs and so many other, you know, like fatal things in this game, which can really help your survivability rate. Okay, and you are also really gonna take a lesser damage. So that is so good, guys. And when it's like a second skill, it's kind of sort of cliche, but when you are talking about his combo skill, grants resilience to all allies for 15 seconds. Wow, it's really good, guys. I mean, like, resilience will allow your team to stick to just 1 HP, but you will not die. Okay, I mean, like, even if you are supposed to be KO'd, knocked out of the map, you are still dancing around. Okay, and then you can actually just wait for your healer to heal your HP back to the full health right away. So that is so good, especially when you are trying to auto Omen dungeon. It's so good, guys. It is so good. When it comes to the team passive, defense of all elemental allies increases by 32% at dungeons. Pretty good, right? I mean, like, he's really meant for the Omen dungeon, guys, especially for the Omen dungeon floor 10. Okay, floor 10 or 10F. That is so good because he's of water element, so he's gonna glance hit rate right away so easily, most of the attack of the Omen, and he's gonna receive less damage as well at the same time, right? So that's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty good. When you're talking about his passive skill, if you actually fourth awaken him, defense increases by 140% upon battling dungeon boss Omen. Okay, so this is so good, guys. I mean, like, most of the time we will be spending our time in farming in the Omen 10 floor, and he is like a best candidate for that one in among the, you know, like, 4-star nat servants. Okay, the tank classes. So now let's move on to the number 2. Damn, we have so many executioners in the list, but this dark executioner, Henry the Executioner, is kind of different. Okay, he is really awesome. He's really awesome. Let's start talking about with his first skill. Okay, just look at it. Taunts the enemy for whopping 20 seconds. That's pretty good, right? 70% chance to increase the glancing hit rate of the enemy attack for the 30 seconds by level 3. That is so awesome. Okay, 20 seconds of taunt, and at the same time you are actually providing the glancing hit rate. Damn, that is good. Okay, glancing hit rate does allow you to be immune to so many debuffs out there, and also at the same time allows you to receive less damage at the same time. So that's good. And when his second skill is sort of like, it's a cliche, but anyways, now let's move into his combo skill, okay? Grants resilience to all allies for 15 seconds, right? So that's good, okay? Resilience will allow your team to survive even though the blow is a fatal one, okay? Like let's say the faltering calamity of the Omen in the Omen dungeon, right? So you will just stick to that 1 HP and just count on your healer to heal your team back to full life. So this is really good when you are trying to auto the Omen 10F. Okay, so that's really good. And when you are talking about his passive skill, now finally a 4-star Net Servant is having a very good passive skill. Okay, that has not something to do with just the healer class. Increases defense of the caster and healer class by 5% for 15 seconds when attacked by skills, and it stacks up to 10 times. So that means a 50% of defense boost in the side like extra package. Wow, just wow guys, just wow. Okay, defense increases by 140% upon battling dungeon boss Omen. Okay, so that is good, especially if you are trying to battle against the Omen. It's so good. Whether it be the Omen 10th floor or the 11th floor, he doesn't care. Okay, it's so good. And on the first thing that you really need to consider that he's a dark unit, right? So that's so cool. Okay, and the team passive is defense of all elemental allies increases by 32% at the PvP. So that is so cool. Okay, I mean like in the PvP, but like even though it's just limited to the PvP, but he can actually be a little bit extra. Okay, so that's really good, guys. I mean like he can actually be a number 1, but you know, maybe it's due to my personal bias. It's really up to you. Let's start. I will discuss about the number 1 now, and you guys be the judge. Now let's move on to the number 1. Of course, in the number 1 we have our Dark Ishmael. Okay, the Dauntless Blade. Well, he could be a little bit, you know, like he could be substituted by the Dark Executioner, but anyways, let's discuss about him. Okay, his fast skill right over there. The enemy will be taunted for 15 seconds. Okay, also increases glancing hit rate when caster is attacked for 30 seconds by level 3. That is so cool, guys. A glancing hit rate will allow your user to be immune to debuffs and also receive lesser damage at the same time. Okay, the glancing hit rate actually bypasses so many things in the game. So cool, guys. The second skill, okay, it increases the defense for 60 seconds by level 3. Okay, generates a shield based on the caster's HP for 15 seconds by level 1. So there you go, guys, an extra defensive move. Okay, that is so cool, pretty much unique in a 4-star Net Servants. Okay, and now with his final skill or the combo skill, grants caster immunity for 15 seconds. So if he has the immunity for like 15 to 30 seconds, then that means like he will be immune to any sort of debuff out there, guys. So you know, like he has much more endurance and he will have more you know, like survivability. Okay, and also at the same time it removes all debuffs on the caster. So whatever debuffs he has on himself, it will be cleared right away and the immunity will be casted upon him. So that is so cool, guys. That is so cool, especially for a tank. And now when we are talking about his passive skill, increases caster's defense by 5% for 30 seconds when attacked by skills, stacks up to 10 times. So it's also a 50% of extra defense boost that will help your tank to survive most of the damages out there in the game, guys. That is so cool. If an ally Eleanor is present, SP increases 100%. Of course, who doesn't like to use Water Lenore, right? See, it's so cool. If you have Water Lenore then, and like you have a 4th Awakened Dark Ishmael, he is gonna tank a lot of damage, and yes, it's gonna be really helping him with the second skill as well. Generates a shield based on the caster's HP for 15 to 30 seconds. That is so cool, right? He's gonna take more and more damage. Okay, he's gonna absorb so many hits. That is so cool. And when it comes to the team passive, he has a all-rounder, okay, a global, a universal 25% defense booster for all elements, any allies in all regions. So that is so cool, guys. That is so cool. Anyways, you guys be the judge that like if the Dark Executioner should be the number 1 or should it be the Dark Ishmael. Okay, but for me, I would really go with the Dark Ishmael. Okay, he is really awesome, guys. And this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel. And please, guys, this is the moment when you should be leaving your views and opinions in the comment section below. Start typing, okay? And please, guys, do consider donating to this channel to help me improve the contents. And now see you guys in the next video.